Now, your possums from down under,
So cute.
they're very different from your American possums. Or opossums, as I believe they're called. I don't think your quiggly down under possums. Aussie possums don't play dead, as far as I know. Unless, roadkill. Hey mate, you can't sleep there. Now, agree to disagree, but the very best actor at playing dead, or playing possum, see how I effortlessly tied the intro and this together, was an actor by the name of Terry Kaiser. So I accidentally wrote his name down wrong in my notes and said it as Kisser. Idiot. You might know him as Bernie. Is this movie questionable? For sure. Does it fly high in today's turbulent skies? Or does it die?
What kind of a host invites you to his house for the weekend and dies on you?
Is it funny? I can't remember. But I'm going to say, sure. I think I laughed. Go watch it. You be the judge. I mean, it's a movie very much of the times, which was the 80s. Maybe I should watch it again. Sometimes revisiting your teen years and going back to watch these things is not good for the heart. The movie, of course, that Terry Kaiser was playing deceased in, and to be clear, he was very much expired in that movie, was a movie from my teenage formative years called Weekend at Bernie's, which I can pretty much guarantee we picked up from Video Easy.
There is more to see at Video Easy.
In Tamworth as probably part of one of those, 10 VHSs that you rent for $15 or something. They were simpler times. Details, too many already. Get on with it.
It looks good enough. Let's go.
Weekend at Bernie's. I mean, don't focus so much on the ethical fuzziness of what Andrew McCarthy and Jonathan Silverman's characters were doing with the body of their deceased boss.
Doesn't anyone realize he's dead?
But more on how Terry, the actor, the thespian, was playing dead superbly.
It's just Bernie.
I mean, in terms of stillness, lack of reaction to what was going on around him. Doing his job. Acting dead. The sunglasses probably helped with his performance because he wouldn't have to worry so much about people seeing his eyeballs move. That probably helped. And, while you're watching, as long as you're, not applying the actual reality of what happens when you die to the performance, the bloating and such, the decomposition elements, then it works fine. He does great. Throughout what was probably a 90-minute movie, maybe even less, which was a perfect length of movie back when I was a teenager. What's up with that saying, you look like death warmed up? I mean, that's a harsh burn. That's cruel. Death warmed up. What is that, like a roast? God, I'm not going to be able to put this anywhere without it getting flagged. Bigger point, Terry Kaiser. He played dead with vigour. And a little rigor. A death joke. You can joke about death, and I bring it up because actors are not the only animals in the kingdom to play dead effectively. You have the aforementioned possums, you have snakes, frogs, some beetles.
Everyone was stimulated with way too many stimulants.
And it inspired me to write something about playing dead, specifically Playing Dead for Fun and Profit, which was the title of the post. Which you don't have to have read, but if you really want to make sense of this video and how these two things go together and the behind the scenes of it, you should maybe go read that first or go listen to me read it to you. I do an audio recording. And then, watch this or just watch this. It doesn't really matter. It's a lot to do. That's enough shilling, but you should subscribe to my newsletter while you're at it. Everything's down there. But back to the topic, playing dead for fun and profit. The profit, by the way, is not guaranteed. It's just a metaphor. But the conceptual construct is that if you want to carve out time for yourself to work on your art, you need to, in a sense, play dead. I'm using playing dead.
Play dead!
As a way to say that you, the artist, need to secrete, that word will come back later, secrete yourself away from the timeline of the world to work on your work, your art, your craft, all that good stuff.
Play dead.
That means learning how to say no. Say no to social events like barbecues, that coffee catch-up that you were going to do, even though you got nothing to share. There'll be plenty of time for coffee catch-ups, but not right now. You've got something to do. You got to go play dead and work on your art.
Yeah, playing dead.
This may mean you're not going to sit down and binge 6 episodes of that hottest new Netflix show. You're not going to work out ways to procrastinate. You're actually going to set time to play dead to go and actually move the work forward. Because that's the whole point of playing dead, progressing the work. When you play dead, there's no interruptions. There's no such thing as procrastination. It's just focus. Playing dead to sit at the desk or at the easel or at the piano or with your guitar in your hands. Just away from other people's narrative to work on your own. Why are you talking so softly? Because you're dead. Be respectful.
I don't want to go on the car.
You don't have to play dead for days on end. Just, carve out some time to work on the thing. Sit your fake dead ass down and do the work.
Oh, I can play dead. Watch.
I'm not trying to lecture you. I'm talking to myself as much as anyone. Play dead, epitaph reads. Not dead, just thinking. Play dead. Pretend that you no longer exist or play a part in other people's scripts so that you can work on your own. Play dead.
Possum, play dead.
Some learny stuff. Thanatosis, also known as tonic immobility. In the animal kingdom, that's defined as feigning death, aka playing dead. The animal in question pretends to be dead or in the death throes so as to avoid predation or a perceived threat. It's a strategy, just like it's a strategy for getting creative things done. But we'll get back to that. It's a strategy by which, and here we go, a creature will, quote, assume contorted postures with their eyes open and their tongues protruding. From gaping mouths, they urinate, defecate, and secrete, there's that word, a foul-smelling fluid from anal glands. Here are some characteristics of Thanatosis. It's rapid onset, comes on really quick, threat is perceived, plain dead. It can last a few seconds or it can last hours. Another characteristic, immobility. You just don't move. There's also something called waxy flexibility, in which the animal's limbs can maintain a new position for a long time if moved by an external force. So like Weekend at Bernie's when they would move his arm, Terry would be able to hold it there because he's an actor of immense power. The animal is unaware of external stimuli but remains aware of its environment. Can also end as quickly as it began, with the animal returning to normality, unless, of course, it didn't work and the animal got ate. I don't know how successful these playing dead escapades are, but one can only hope they're very successful. Or else why would they bother doing them?
Isn't playing dead a little weak?
I mean, what is the success rate on possum playing possum? Here is a dramatic danger noodle called the Eastern Hognose snake. When this snake perceives danger, it turns on the overacting jets. It could take some lessons from Terry Kisser,
Kaiser.
who, at the time of recording, is still very much alive. Anyway, it turns on the overacting jets and throws itself around the floor of this nature palace, flipping over, wriggling and writhing, gaping its mouth and being super dramatic. I think my favourite part is the tongue sticking out. It really sells the whole thing, like, yeah, I believe it. That thing's dead. Cool. Now, the goat of Thanatosis is not a goat, although the fainting goats are a riot.
Goats.
It is the aforementioned possum. I mean, it's got a whole idiom about it. Playing possum. The English language, ain't it special? Playing possum is derived specifically from this guy, the Virginia opossum. From Virginia, I'm guessing. I'm not going to preface this by saying I don't want to offend anybody, because this is probably going to be offensive, but I find the American opossum, the looks of that creature, to be quite confronting, a little harsh. And I think that when they're not playing dead, when they're actually playing dead, it's kind of horrifying. I mean, oof, look at this guy. That is tonic immobility to a T. Here's a quote I found from a site called Ask Nature. Quote, When predators attack opossums and block any chance at escape, opossums lie on their sides, their muscles rigid, their bodies flexed and unresponsive to touch, right down to their toes. Yep. Their breathing and heartbeats slow down and becomes hardly perceptible. Their mouths, frothy, that's a hard word, frothy with saliva, hang open. Their tongues turn blue and dangle out. Now, the bit that you're not going to pick up from any of these pictures. Quote, they discharge urine and feces, and then it's got in brackets, and the associated unpleasant smells. End quote. Oh, their eyes remain open but unmoving. Now, why am I showing you actors, snakes and possums? Because the point. Look at how dramatic those guys are in Playing Dead. While I'm advocating for Playing Dead, you don't need to be that dramatic about it. You just have to commit, which is what all these things are doing. Playing Dead is a metaphor, as I've pointed out many times before. It just means to carve out time, to set it aside, to work on your craft without distraction of the other parts of life by playing dead. You've already said that. How many times are you going to beat this metaphorical fake dead horse? As many times as I want. This is my video. How do you think this video is going so far? How would you rate this fake death march? Don't answer. I don't really care. I kicked off the post this week, which I'm happy to read to you down below, with a Playing Dead death notice that I wrote for myself to excuse myself from the scene to go work. Why a death notice? Because to play dead, you have to let people know what you're doing. By voicing it, you're legitimising your focus on your work. You're announcing it. Sorry, I can't come. I have plans to write that morning. I can join you after, happily, but I have set aside this time to work on my whatever the hell it is. You don't need to tell them you're dead, but, you know, dead to them. It's not just so that other people take what you're trying to do seriously. It's so that you take yourself seriously. Now you might be saying, oh, this is dumb. What a waste of time. Your time, maybe. Not mine. If you had to write a Playing Dead death notice, I would be in it. Well, it needs to announce when you'll be playing dead. I, for example, said that I would be playing dead several times a week. Where you'll be playing dead, I said that the service to the work will be taking place at Janeen's desk in her office, which is also her bedroom. Tell you, living the life here. The wake after, I said that I like to treat myself after the work is done with sometimes an occasional donut with sprinkles. Not every day, every now and again. And that after that wake, I will be available for coffee catch-ups, freelance work, love life discussions, whatever you want. I will be resurrected from Playing Dead and available to all. Most real death notices include a thing about if you want to donate to the deceased's favourite charity, you can do so. So it got me thinking about, well, what does success at Playing Dead look like? What would the donation be? I think ultimately a sign of success is a donation to your ego bank. Because all you really want as someone who's been serious and playing dead and getting things done is for someone to notice that you've been working really hard. Someone to notice your absence. And by noting that you have been successful in withdrawing from the timeline of other people's lives. And I figured the ultimate signal for that would be someone saying to you, upon your resurrection, oh, I haven't seen you in so long, I thought you were dead. I feel like I should put a caveat here. Don't play dead as a way to skip out on your duties with your family, with love. I mean, if you walk away from this saying, well, I don't need to do the dishes because I've got to go work on my magnus opus, good luck with that. That is a horrific misreading of the concept of playing dead for your art. Don't willfully misinterpret this. That's my caveat. Also, oh my God, I haven't seen you in so long, I thought you were dead, implies you're seeking external validation, which I don't think you really need. Rethink this one. You know what? The ultimate sign of success, to use the word ultimate too many times, is actually producing something. moving the work so far forward by playing dead that it actually comes to life. It becomes a thing. You can hold it in your hand, you can put it in your ears, you can experience it. Other people can experience this thing that you've made just because you took time out to play dead and work on it to move the work forward. Producing something tangible. And so, in summation, play dead. Excrete the fluids and stenches that make people leave you alone so that you can do the work. Make the thing. Move the work forward. Play dead. Exercise tonic immobility, which is not the same as weaponized incompetence. Do the dishes. Legitimize the act of what you're doing. Play dead. Die in the fake so that ye may live in the real. Or something. The real of getting shit done. Of progressing in small or large increments. There'll be time enough for dying when you're actually dead. R.I.P. Rest in progress. I'll see you next time.
Being dead is the greatest excuse for getting out of anything.
Yeah, it could have got me out of this.